please be in the mute. And in between the session, I will give some break. So there you can ask the questions. If anyone have some questions, yeah, please keep it so that in between I will stop it there. You can ask your questions. So today we are going to take the overview of SAP SEM and IBP. So you will understand what exactly the IBP and all. And from Monday we are planning to start this regular sessions. So then Monday we will have the high level system demo and navigation and everything. And from Tuesday onwards we are going to start doing the configurations. So in SAP IBP, we are going to cover IBP demand planning one module and IBP S&OP supply. So these are the two modules in IBP we are going to cover. And this is the course content. Day wise, what exactly we are going to cover, the topics we given in a very detailedly. So first two sessions are overview sessions. After that, we have to do some basic configurations in the system. Then demand planning. So these are all the topics we'll cover in the demand planning module. And then these are the topics is going to be covered part of the supply planning. And additionally, we are going to cover some of the control tower topics and we are going to take the overview of IO, etc. Anyway, so once you understand this overview session, then you will understand what the control tower IO, demand planning, supply planning, everything you will understand it. So basically, like these are the topics like what are the SEM overview, IBP overview.
Hello.
Hello,
Sorry to interrupt you. Actually, I am not able to see your screen.
uh, can you rejoin it?
Okay.
Yeah, I think others are able to see. So hope you have some issues. Yeah, so this is the agenda for today's session. So like a SCM overview, SAP IBP overview, and APO versus IBP and IBP capabilities, and the detailed information of all the IBP modules and interface and some IBP screens and question and answers. So basically, SAP IBP, this is a software to support the supply chain planning. So generally, like if you take any organization, so in that organization, they are going to do lot of activities. So they are doing the sales, they are doing the manufacturing, and they are doing the procurement, and they are doing some plant maintenance. So there will be a lot of activities are there if you take any organization. So like that, in any organization, there is one activity that is called as a SCM, supply chain management. So what is the supply chain management? Say for example, like you are a customer, so you want to buy a car. Generally, what you will do, you will buy from the dealer or retailer, and where the dealer will get the car, he will get the car from the distribution centers. Nothing but like a, for example, in Hyderabad, so they have one depot. So from there, the car manufacturer they will supply their cars to the dealers. Hmm? Maybe across Telangana, they will supply their cars. And from the dealer, they are going to sell to the customers. So that is, we can call it as a distribution center where they are going to keep their stock or warehouses also. And where the warehouse will get the stock from the manufacturing unit. Say for example, Tata Motors. So in the Pune plant, they will manufacture the cars and they will supply across India. They have the different depots. So for example, each state they have one depot. Hmm? So they will supply the cars to the depot, and from the depot it will reach to the dealer, and from the dealer it will reach to the end customer. And to manufacture the cars, so they need some parts. Say for example, tires. So Tata Motors they will not manufacture the tires. So they will get the tires from the vendors, maybe MRF or Bridgestone or Apollo C8, something like that. Similarly, batteries. So batteries they will not manufacture. They will get it from the maybe Exciter, Amar Raja, etc. Hmm? And lights and all, like so what are the components are required, so they will procure from the vendors or suppliers. So now the demand, like in the future, they know, okay, they will understand how many the customers are going to buy, how many cars required. According to that, they want to keep the stock at the dealers, and according to that, they want to maintain the stock at the depot, and according to that, they want to manufacture it. Hmm? So like that, the demand is going to flow from customer to retailer, retailer to distributor, distributor to manufacturer, and then suppliers and supply. So suppliers are going to supply the components to the manufacturer. So they will make a car, and then they will supply to the distributor, and from the distributor it will come to the retailer, and finally it will reach to the end customer. So this is a demand flow, and this is the way the supply flow. So normally, if you take any other examples also, like for example, ITC, they are manufacturing so consumer products, or Hindustan Lever, they are manufacturing consumer products, or maybe you can take other pharma industry or chemical industry, or any other manufacturing industries and all. So typically, so the demand and supply, so the complete process. So that is called as a supply chain management. So in the supply chain management, there will be a lot of activities are there. So like how many cars we need to produce it. So they will forecast it. Okay, in the future, okay, next month we are going to sell these many cars. So according to that, I need to manufacture my cars. Otherwise, simply if I manufacture like some X amount, I may manufacture excess, I may manufacture less. In case if I manufacture excess, unnecessarily I have to maintain the over inventory. Hmm? Or in case if I manufacture less, so maybe I may receive some 100 cars as a demand. I am not able to sell according to my demand because I manufacture only 50. So that's why. So to manufacture how many I need to manufacture, so they need to forecast it. They need to know, okay, these many we are going to sell in the future. So according to that, I need to manufacture. According to that, I need to procure it so that I can able to match my supply and my demand. My demand and my supply I can able to match. So that is called as the forecasting. So for that one in SAP IBP, we have a module called as a demand planning. So using the IBP demand planning, so we can able to forecast it. Otherwise, if I don't forecast it, I don't know how many manufacture. I may manufacture excess, I may manufacture less. So both cases, it is going to be hit our supply chain. And other one. So how much stock I need to keep at each DC level, because maybe like if I manufacture 1,000 cars, so maybe the Delhi depot they may need some 200, and some other depot they may need only 100, other depot they may need 50, like that. So it's not equally we are sending for all the distribution centers. So we need to keep the stock according to the DC demand also. And per day how many I need to manufacture. Okay, to overall next month I need to deliver some 1,000 cars. Then per day how much I need to manufacture it, and what are the machines I required. Hmm? And so to manufacture 1,000 cars, how many tires I need to procure it. Hmm? And how many batteries I need to procure it, from which vendor I need to procure it. So this is production, distribution, and this is for procurement. So in our supply chain, so there are different processes like a forecasting, production process, procurement process, distribution process. So there will be a lot of activities are involved. So imagine in a bigger companies, so they have huge data. So they have a number of manufacturing units. Hmm? So they have a number of distribution centers. They have a number of retailers. They have a number of vendors, and they are producing a lot of cars, a lot of products. So to maintain all this data, to automate entire this process, So definitely we need some software. So the aim of any software generally, so yeah, you are going to automate our process. So every company, so they are planning to automate their processes, otherwise like they cannot run with some all the process with some excel or manually. Yeah, they cannot able to do it if you take any bigger organizations. So definitely to run their supply chain, so they need some tool, they need some software. So to provide the supply chain management activities, there is a different softwares are available in the market. So one is from SAP, the product is IBP, Integrated Business Planning. So from SAP IBP, Integrated Business Planning, this is supporting the supply chain management software. So similarly, there are some other tools also there, like even Oracle, they have the Oracle supply chain tool, and there are some Kinaxis O9. So there are in the market there are different tools also there. So but why we are going to choose SAP? So SAP is a market leader, and there are lot of companies they are implementing the SAP, and we have a lot of opportunities in the market also SAP, and it's like a kind of a compared to other softwares to like understanding or learning also it's easy. So that is the reason. So we are interested more into the SAP tools. So now in SAP IBP, so there are different modules are available. Like overall, it's a supply chain tool, but again in the tool we have a separate modules. So like as I told, like one is IBP demand planning. So basically, this is tool we are using or this module we are using for forecasting. So okay, so based on the historical data, so there is a statistical algorithms. So by using this one, so we can predict the future sales. So that as per the future sales, they can able to manufacture. So that they don't really do over inventory, and they are not going to really miss any demands. So nothing but like optimizing your inventory and maximizing your customer service level. That is the key success for any supply chain. So that we can achieve by using this module. And we will discuss again detailedly what are the other things are there in this module. Then the next one is a response and supply. So now here we are forecasting, okay, these many I need to manufacture. But how you are manufacturing, complete our production process and procurement process and distribution process. So all these things is going to be covered by this module, response and supply. And here you can see there is another module called as a sales and operation, S&OP, sales and operation planning. So this is basically nothing but like a lighter version of a demand planning and a lighter version of the supply planning. Say for example, like some small companies, they want to implement SAP IBP, and in the same time they don't want to invest too much money on the software. So in that case, what they can do, they can take only S&OP license, so that they can able to do the demand planning and they can able to do the supply planning. But only the difference is like a, so they can able to do the a basic demand planning functionalities and basic supply planning functionalities, but they cannot use maybe some other functionalities of demand and other functionalities of the supply. But still fine, like a smaller company, so they don't really to require lot of functionalities and all, and in the same time they don't want to invest too much on the software. So those cases they can take only this license. Hmm. Again in the IBP, so based on the license, so they can use the different modules. Hmm. So earlier, like SAP products are more expensive, and only the bigger companies only can able to manage it, are affordable. So that is the reason now SAP come up with the okay. So why can't we give some lighter version for the smaller companies also, so that we can capture more market or more clients also. That's why they came up with this S&OP. Then inventory optimization. So basically the inventory optimization is nothing but like a to calculate the safety stock, because like in the real world, so even though you are forecasting, even though as per our forecasting you are manufacturing and all, but sometimes what happens, suddenly some machines will have some issue. Sometimes maybe vendor will not supply in the right time the products, or maybe some suddenly some strike will happen. So to avoid all these issues, so we have to keep some safety stock. So to calculate the safety stock, so we have a module called as the inventory optimization. And generally, like the planners, they will expect some reports. They want to see the reports. So for reporting, we have the supply chain control tower. So these are the modules are there in SAP IBP. But currently, like so most of the companies they are implementing sales and operation planning and demand planning. So currently, because this is a new tool, and now only many companies are started implementing this one. So currently, if you find like a more demand for SNOP as well as the demand planning, this is more demand you have in the market. And even if you want to enter into the response and supply, so first you should be familiar of these two modules, and you should have some experience of these two modules. Then only you can able to understand this response and supply. So that is the reason, so in this training, so what we are doing, we are going to cover end to end demand planning module and end to end SNOP supply module here. And we are giving like in control tower there are some topics we are going to cover, so that you will understand control tower also. And I am giving the overview of IO, so that you can say that knowledge of IO. So this is again for the training, like for servers there are some limitations and all. So and unless until if you don't have some experience in this module, so you cannot able to really work. And from SAP side also, so still they are doing lot of like improvements on this module. And currently overall in IBP demand we have only 10% of demand for the response and supply, so that in the future we may get more demand for this module. Hmm? So that's why now if you take the training on this module, and if you get an opportunity to work on this one, maybe after 2 years or something, so then you can able to enter some other module also, so that over a period of a time, so that you will get experience in all the modules. And this is the new tool, so that maybe another minimum some 15 years you can able to plan your career into the software. So generally like a, for example, we are learning some software, maybe after 5 years it is going to retire, the tool is going to be retired in the market. So then again we need to take a training some other software, we need to change again our career from one technology and other technology. So this is like a so big headache into the software. So that's why like if you are focusing on the new tools, so that you don't really to worry about our career another minimum some 10 to 15 years, because it's a new tool. So definitely we don't really to worry about another 10 to 15 years our career also. And at the same time like initially only you cannot like take training everything, you cannot work on everything also. And in the real project also, like so demand planning separate team, SNOP supply separate team, IO separate team, response and supply separate team, and control tower also separate team. Like one person is not going to work all the module, there is a separate team module wise. But still better to have two module knowledge or experience to survive in the market also, or to get a job also, job opportunity, or change your career from APO or some other thing to IBP also. And so the advantage of this tool, so this is like a HANA based platform. So it's a new database from SAP, so that like a performance point of view, like earlier SAP products, so with the database of the Oracle and maybe APO with the live cache and all. So like to handle the lot of data, there are a lot of performance issues. So that's why now all SAP products they are coming with the new memory SAP HANA, so that now like the performance point of view also it's very high. So it means, for example, in APO we are running the demand planning forecasting. The job will be run some 2 hours. The same thing here it will finish in 5 minutes. Hmm? So that much of performance improvement they did it. Hmm? And it's a cloud based platform. So earlier like a, so all the like a SAP products like a on premises and they need to maintain server and all. But now so like everything is coming into cloud technology. So now entire all the tools in the future it is going to be cloud platform. Hmm? So now SAP IBP also a cloud platform, so that maintenance and all SAP will take care, so clients don't really to worry about the server maintenance etc and all. Hmm? Yeah, before so after this slide I will give the break, then you can ask the questions. So this is a where I'm saying that okay, this is a new module in the SAP supply chain. So before that what it is there, so before that we have a SAP SCM product that is called as the APO, advanced planning and optimization. So this was developed in 90s by SAP for supply chain management. So now they understand in the future. So the technology is changing, the expectations are changing, and the functionalities also now they're expecting different functionalities. So they understand okay, this tool is not going to be survey or competent in the future. So that's why now they're retiring this tool and they introduce this tool in the market. So currently some companies they're already using APO. So by 2028, SAP is going to stop supporting the APO. So who are using SAP APO? Either they need to migrate into the IBP or they need to go to the some other tools. Hmm? But after 2028, they cannot continue the APO software. So in APO currently, like we have a demand planning, we have a SNP, we have a GATP, we have a PPDS, like that. How we have a different modules in SAP IBP, SNOP, demand, response and supply, control tower, IO. So similarly in APO also we have the different modules. So in APO, what are the modules are there? Demand planning and supply planning. So this is nothing but like a now it's IBP. In APO, there are other modules, ZATP, PPDS. So these more into like the execution. Like now SAP IBP is a planning tool, and these are more into the execution. So that is the reason now. So they added these two modules into the SAP S4 HANA. So what is S4 HANA? Like currently SAP have the SAP ECC. So basically SAP ECC is for the execution. So it means in SAP ECC we have SAP SD, MM, PP, QM. These are the modules. Say for example like a, so you are giving some order. They will enter the order in the system. And while you are taking the delivery, they will give the delivery receipt. And once you bought it, they will give the a invoice copy. So these are all so they can manage in SAP SD. And what I need to manufacture today, so they will have the production order. According to that, they will do the production. And what I need to procure, so we need to create a purchase request to the vendor or purchase order. According to that, the vendor will supply the components. So everything you have to do some transaction. It's not simply on the phone call. People will not supply. So officially, you have to keep some orders. So to do all this one, so they can use the SAP ECC. So their day-to-day activities they can handle by using the SAP ECC. And for planning, they can use the APO. So now the ECC also now SAP migrating to the S4 HANA, and the APO also now they're migrating as a SAP IBP. Hmm? So in APO, these are the modules. So more into the execution. That's why now they added into the S4 HANA. And in APO, some time back, there is a module called the TPVS, Transportation Planning and Vehicle Scheduling. So that is also long back only SAP made it as a SAP TM. So after 2028, you don't find anything APO. So already the planning related, they given as a new software as a IBP, and other things already they migrated into the S4 HANA and SAP TM, etc. Hmm? So that, so who are using the APO, so most of the companies already started implementing the IBP, and maybe some of the companies they may start, or some companies they may implement some other modules also. In the same time, maybe there are new companies also. Earlier they are using some other software and all. Now they may come for the IBP also for implementation. Hmm. So like that, for APO, there were some around 3,000 customers are there for SAP. Like 3,000 companies are implemented APO. So now IBP SAP is expecting, so maybe some 6,000 clients will implement it. So it's going to be the huge market. So now currently, not even I think below 1,000 clients they implemented the IBP, but still SAP is expecting. So there will be some 6,000 clients they may implement the IBP. Mm. So and it's a new tool, so definitely will have a lot of potentiality in the future. Okay, I will take a phase here. So anyone have any questions? Yeah, please let me know as of now. Then we will continue the remaining slides. Yeah, you can unmute and you can ask the questions if you have any questions.
Hi, Kalyan. This is Sagar. I
Yeah.
work for SAP APO for ITC 4 years. That is the first Indian company implemented SAP APO.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, even I have taken training from Venkat Karepalli, the first IPP trainer in India, I think,
Uh-huh.
Delighty.
Uh-huh.
But then I left the job and I've been preparing for UPSC, and but I haven't succeeded. Then I want to re-enter into IBP field, but the problem is even companies nowadays are asking CPIDS part, integration part, SIF part in APO. Like, uh, are you getting Kalyan? CPIDS
Yeah, yeah,
part,
yeah, yeah,
consumer.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, that is the thing. Are you going to at least showing the screenshots of CPIDS part and even some type of execution
Yeah,
part?
actually, yeah.
Uh,
I will cover this, but this point, like I have a slide for IBP interface. So there I will cover this point. So detailedly.
okay, okay, okay. Thanks a lot, Kalyan.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Kalyan, you're providing server also, server access also.
Yeah, yeah. Server, we are providing the server also. So,
Okay,
like maybe for a server, you can ask Sriram so that he will
okay,
give the details of the server.
okay. Sure. Thanks.
Hello, hi, Kalyan.
Yeah, yeah,
See, along with this, we'll be getting any material to study and all.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. We are giving the study material,
Okay,
and some of the things we are giving the screen by screen also, and we are giving the recordings. So whatever we are having from day one to day end, so everything we are giving the recording also, because so while you are attending you may understand some 70% or something, or maybe sometimes like maybe after some point of time you may forget a lot of things also. So that's why we want to make it as a permanent training, so we will give the recordings. So that even you can go through the recordings 1 or 2 times, so that you will be more comfortable. And we are giving the server access also, and in the same server I am going to show you all the configurations, how to do it in the classroom. And the same you can refer, and you can also practice your own configurations by referring the same server. And if you find any difficulties, you can always send a mail to me, so that I can check and I can tell you like where you do wrong and what are the corrections you need to do it. And after few days, I will give my contact number also, so that even you can directly reach to me also whenever you are finding some issues while you are practicing.
okay, thanks, Kalyan. So in IBP, you said like currently we have a demand and then IO. So SNOP is SNOP like you'll be taking in a real time scenarios, or like is SOP SNOP is currently not in a full use, Kalyan? Like no other companies are fully using this SNOP, because
Yeah,
like in
actually,
DP SNP, yeah, we are now SNP. We were maximally using this SNP tool. Uh, so how in IBP, like SNOP, we are touching, or like how it is?
yeah, actually, uh, there is no tool in the market for S&OP, but like every company, they are going to do the S&OP planning. So that is the reason initially SAP thought, okay, why can't we give a tool for the S&OP? Like that is the way they started IBP. Then while they are implementing this S&OP, then they realized and then they thought, okay, why can't we change completely APU also? So as per this new generation tool or something, then they started again adding demand planning, IO, S&OP, something like response and supply and all. So, but now, most of the companies now, like they're starting implementing with S&OP first, then demand planning or parallelly both. And so it's a completely replacement of SNP is nothing but like going to be covered by response and supply. So in
Okay.
SNOP, I can say that supply heuristic it will be covered with infinite planning.
Okay. So no optimizers and all currently in
Yeah,
place.
with optimizer, yeah, like a kind of a CTM and order based planning and all, then they need to go with the response and supply. Anyway, that is also I'm going to cover in the
Okay.
coming slides.
Okay.
I
No,
will
why?
give the
Because
difference also. Yeah.
yeah. Why? Because see, many now are opting like Kinaxis or Blue Under or OM9 or something. So IBP, they're still having a little thought. So that's why I asked this question.
Yeah, that's right. So there are there are like a different players also there in the market, but still SAP is the leader. Yeah, there I told even Oracle they have the software and can access this O9 and some other tools also there, but still like SAP have a lot of opportunities.
Okay, Kalyan.
Even in ERP also almost a 60% is so owned by SAP. Even the immediate competitor Oracle, even they are not into the 20% market share.
So this S4 HANA PPDS is nothing but ePPDS only, right? Or is it
Correct, correct.
something in IBP?
Yeah, EPPDS, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Kalyan.
And the GATP also they made it as a AATP.
Okay. Okay.
Kalyan, how many days of training can we expect?
Actually, this is like a 1 month, so it will take almost 1 month time.
Okay.
Kalyan,
I think server got.
hello.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Kalyan, you said most of the companies demand planning and S&OP they're using, right? And
Yeah.
so will you cover these topics as well for in future trainings, response and supply, inventory optimization, supply chain control team?
Actually, like a IO anyway, I am going to give the overview and so that like it's more into the combination of a demand and supply so that you can understand the IO and control tower also like what are the some topics really required. I am going to cover that one. Only response and supply we are not touching because so for that one we need some interface with S4 HANA or SAP ECC. So practically that is not currently supporting with this demo servers. So, and maybe in the future if it is a supporting then we will take as a separate training for that one. And unless until if you don't have experience in this demand and SNOP something, and it's really tough to understand the response and supply. So it's a kind of a maybe you can go as a
Okay,
phase two that one.
but you're going to cover the inventory optimization, supply chain,
Yeah, inventory
along with
optimization, I will
sales
give
and all.
overview. Yeah, based on that, you can easily understand. It's not going to be that much. Like once you are comfortable demand and supply, you can easily understand the IO also.
Okay, so So what exactly will do like sales and operation in high
Yeah,
level?
that I will
So
come. Like we have a slides, individual slides for each and every module. So there I will give the detailed information of each and every module.
okay, thank you. Yeah.
Again, module wise, I will give the details. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now this is overall like a IBP. So that so IBP will cover the short term planning, mid term planning, and long term planning. So generally every company, so they will do a short term, mid term, and long term planning. Hmm. So this is going to be covered with the IBP all the modules. So generally a mid term to long term planning will cover by supply, S&OP supply, and short term response on supply, and why and all I will tell you the differences and all. And demand planning we can use for short term to mid term and long term and all. And IO generally they will plan for the mid term, so that using SAP IBP, so we can cover a mid term, long term, short term, all the plannings from any organization. So the capabilities of this tool. So generally whatever the tool you are going to give to the planners, so who are working in the supply chain, that we can call it the planners. They're planning. It's a planning tool. So what are the tool you can give? How much beautiful, how much a technical and all. Finally, they always prefer to work in Excel, Microsoft Excel. So normally who are working in the planning, so all they are masters into the Microsoft Excel. So even so many people can manage a lot of things in Excel, planning activities. Even small companies, they can directly do all the planning things in the Excel also. So Excel is that much powerful tool. So that's why all planners, so it's a kind of addicted for this Excel. So even in SAP APO, SAP given kind of a more beautiful or technical screen like as a Excel for their planning, but still planners will take the data into that Excel and they are working in Excel. Even other tools also they have given a lot of things, but still planners working in Excel. Then SAP realized it. Then we thought, okay, so they thought, okay, so instead of we are making to force to use other tool, so why can't we give Excel as a planning tool so that it's like a easy adoption. So now the strength of this tool is nothing but so planners directly work in Microsoft Excel. So you don't need to change any technology. So that IBP is a kind of a plugin in SAP Excel, so that now they can directly work in IBP Excel. Anyway, I will show you now after this PPT so that you can understand it. So that it's easy adoption. So all planners they are very happy because now they are going to directly work in Excel. So this is the biggest strength or selling point or success for this tool. And normally in the planning we are going to see different scenarios. Okay, if I go with this plan, okay, what are the results? If I generally see plan means always maybe we will think in a different ways. I want to go for a movie. Okay, so which movie I want to go? Maybe I may plan for movie 1 2 3, which theater I need to go, and which area I need to go, with whom I need to go, something like that. Normally then maybe you may execute something. So, but okay, if I go with the plan A, plan B, plan C, so what going to be my results? So that we can do the simulation in this tool. And SAP given a lot of algorithms for forecasting, for supply planning and all. And even now they are adding more into the ML, machine learning things also. Hmm? Then and they have added one social collaboration tool. So now how we are using a Facebook or Instagram or a Twitter and all. So similarly for planning, so they given one a social collaboration tool. So that see, because if you are using a WhatsApp and all, it's like a kind of a so public domains, so that within our organization you want to share your information and you want to use as a social collaboration tool wherever you are there, you want to connect and you want to work with our planning team and all. So there is a collaboration tool that is also they give it into the SAP IBP, that is called as a JAM or work zone. And it is going to be integrated our end-to-end supply chain planning process, like a manufacturing and your procurement, your distribution. So like our sales, finance and all, like it will integrate end to end. And you can able to see the real-time data and you can able to see the reports also. Okay. So as a company, like a CEO and higher level people, they don't want to go and check each and every data records in the system. So they want to see as the reports, like a kind of a dashboard. So they can understand where they are and what they are and all. So these are all like a going to be supported by this tool. Okay. So sales and operational planning. So basically the sales and operational planning, what they are going to do. So there is a different steps. So product management. Okay. In the future, we are planning to introduce any products or we want to retire any products. So that they will do in the product management, and this is also it will be helped by software. And then the demand review, so they can review the demand. Okay, what is our future sales, and they can review the supply. Okay, according to this demand we are able to produce and we are able to procure or not. Then and financially, so it's a meeting our financial things also, so that they will review in the reconciliation, like a demand planning team, supply planning team, sales team, and production, procurement, or finance team. All they will review the demand and supply. Then they will submit to the management, and management, okay, approved. Then according to that, they will plan to produce, they will plan to procure, and they will plan to distribute, keep the stock, etc. and all. So technically, that is the reason the S&OP is nothing but like a, it's a combination of a demand planning and supply planning. So like that we have the different like activities. So the sales team will give the forecast, marketing team will give the forecast. In the tool, we can generate the forecast. Then they can review, they can do the adjustments, and they can finalize the plan. Then they can send to the supply. So then supply will run the MRP. Okay, so this is I am going to produce it. Okay, what are the missions are required and how much capacity is required, what components is required, and when I required. So everything is going to take care by supply planning. Then they will review, they will align all the people, they will review and they will send to the management. Then management will give the approval, and according to that they are planning to produce the products and procuring, etc., and they will run their supply chain. But as I told, like a S&OP demand have limited functionalities, so that like a if smaller company, they don't really to have a lot of functionalities. Say for example, like a, coming to the forecasting. So to do the forecasting, there are a lot of algorithms are available. Statistical algorithms are available. So in S&OP demand, like SAP given some 7 or 8 algorithms. And if you have the license of IBP demand planning, so then you will get more statistical algorithms. So including the machine learning also. So indirectly, it's a kind of a doing the same thing. So in S&OP demand, we are doing the forecasting. Here also we are doing the forecasting. Only the difference is there to do the forecasting, you have only some 7 or 8 algorithms are available. But here there are some 14 algorithms are available. Like more strengthening of the tool. But functionality wise, it's the same. So that like a bigger company, so definitely they want to use a machine learning algorithms or like a different algorithms and all. So then they have to take separate license for the demand planning also. Then they can use other functionalities like so there is a AB6 segmentation and the time series. So understand the sales pattern, you can understand. And for a short term forecasting, we have the demand sensing. So there are a lot of other advanced functionalities also going to be supported by this demand planning license. But technically in S&OP also, in the demand planning, we are doing the forecasting. Even in SAP IBP also, demand planning also, we are doing the forecasting. But you will have a lot of additional functionalities. That is only the difference. So in our training, so first we are going to start IBP demand planning only. So first we will do some basic configurations. Then once the basic configurations are done, then we are going to do the demand planning. We are going to start the demand planning. So in the demand planning, what are the functionalities are really required? So these are all like a end-to-end demand planning functionalities. So all we are going to cover in our training, and each functionality we will discuss here very detailedly in the overview session also. So before we are going to start doing in the system, so first we will have overview of demand planning. So there I will cover very detailedly each and every functionality, and then we will move to the further configurations. So generally we are taking the sales history data and we are cleansing the history. Then system using the statistical algorithms, it is proposing the future forecast. It will tell in the future you are going to sell these many cars in Hyderabad, these many cars in Bangalore, these many in Bengal, these many in Delhi, like that. System will propose you. And then if they want to do some adjustments and all, they will do the adjustments, and then they will finalize the plan. Okay, so next 3 months these many we are going to sell it based on the historical data. So this is basically the demand planning. Demand planning is nothing but like predicting the future sales. If you don't predict the future sales, you don't know what to manufacture, what to procure. So that's why. So in the supply chain, first you need to predict it. Then according to that you can produce, you can procure it, and you can maintain the stock. Then and S&OP supply. So S&OP supply normally our response on supply. What we are doing? We are doing the MRP. MRP is nothing but like material requirement planning. So currently the same functionality you can do in SAP ECC by SAP PP team, production planning team. They will run the MRP. So MRP is nothing but like a, so you know what you are going to sell in the future. So that then by running the MRP, what it will do, it will tell, okay, so next month my demand is 1000 quantity. Then by running the MRP, it will tell, okay, per day you need to produce some 10 cars. And to produce 10 cars, you need 40 tires. And you need some 20 batteries. And you need some, maybe some 2 lights. So like that, it is going to give what components is required. And who is supplying these components. And it will create a purchase requisition to them. And it will tell how much stock you need to maintain in each DC level. So everything will be taken care by this MRP. And in S&OP MRP, SAP given a functionality, the heuristics, infinite planning, and it's a time series. And in the response and supply, so they given advanced features also, like we can do the finite planning, and we can do the optimization, and we can do the CTM kind of a thing. We can prioritize our demand, supplies, etc. And order based planning. So every quantity we can measure with orders. So generally like in ECC, so they will follow everything as orders. So for example, like so when you buy something from Amazon or Flipkart or something, so that like once you get the invoice, you can see the invoice number, order number. So in the future, if you have some issue with that product, so that they will ask you, okay, what is the order number? Can you please be in the mute? And what is the invoice number? So according to that, they will check the warranty and all, they will provide the services. So like that in ECC, so everything they are going to do with some order number as a reference, every transaction. So in the response and supply also, we can do everything with some orders. So that the way ECC is working, the same we are also working, and we can send the results to at order level, so that they can able to execute at order level. But time series, so it's not like an order, it's kind of a quantity based. It will tell, okay, so today you need to manufacture some 1000 cars, but there it will tell, okay, as per this order you need to manufacture 1000 cars. So that is the difference. Anyway, like once we are into the supply and all, then we will see more details on this one. So it's nothing but like a kind of a advanced of supply planning. So S&OP supply will cover the basic supply planning, and response and supply will cover advanced supply planning. Advanced supply planning, including your like a finite heuristic, deployment, TLB, so order based planning and all. And but normal the sales and operational planning will cover only the time series based unconstrained heuristic. Hmm? Maybe supply time we will talk more detailedly, because now somebody don't know what is the supply and all, they may get unnecessarily confused. So in the supply time we will talk more details on this one. Then inventory optimization. So basically the inventory optimization is a module to calculate the safety stock. So like we know that every month, one day the machine will give the problem. So to avoid this issue, what we need to do, one day how much the machine will manufacture, that we can maintain as a excess stock. So that even the one day the machine is giving some issue also, we don't need to worry, because we have already excess stock that we can use it. So like that, based on the different like parameters, your demand and supply service parameters, so system will calculate the safety stock. Okay, so these are the safety stock you need to keep it as a in advance, so that in future if you get these issues also, you don't need to worry, because you have already this excess stock, you can adjust this stock, so run your supply chain as a smooth. Hmm? So that is going to be covered by IO, inventory optimization module. Then control tower. Control tower basically kind of reporting. So how we know that, okay, so everything is going fine or not as per the reports. So we can create some alerts, analytics, and some dashboards and all. So using the control tower, anyway, control tower, this alerts, analytics, dashboards and all I will cover in the training. And work zone, or earlier we can call it as a SAP Jam. It's a kind of a social collaboration tool. So same like as a how we are using the WhatsApp and Facebook, Insta and all. Same for within SAP SEM team. So they can use this as a so that in the mobile you can connect, so that you can give some task, you can understand what the progress of the task, and okay, currently what the demand planning process going, what the supply planning process going, so what are the main issues, and everything you can say the dashboards and all. And you can share some documents, you can invite some meetings, so like that it's a completely controlled by some organization. Like otherwise if you are using WhatsApp and all, there is no security of your company data, so that's why it's a kind of a private channel. So similar way you can collaborate and you can use it. And again, if some companies they want to use this one, it's a separate license again, but I don't really see much companies are using, but still if they want it, they can use the separate license. It's a kind of add-on functionality. Okay, so now we are doing the planning in IBP. So generally there are two things. One is configuration. So for configuration, we have the UI screen, web UI, and to work on planners to work, so they can use the Excel. So here you have two different logins. One is IBP Excel and another one is IBP Web UI. So Web UI, mostly we are doing the configuration, and the planners, they are going to use their day-to-day functionalities in the IBP Excel. So anyway, we have to learn the both things. So now to do this planning, so we need the data from SAP ECC or S4 HANA or whatever the source system. So like SAP ECC or S4 HANA is a different server, different system, and SAP IBP is a different system. Both are different systems. So now to connect these two different systems, so definitely we need some interface. So to give the data and to receive the data, send the data, receive the data, we need some interface. So for IBP demand, S&OP and inventory optimization, SAP given interface called as a SAP CIDS. Earlier we can call it as a CPIDS. And for response and supply, RTA. So now like coming to this one, so kind of a job opportunity also. So this IBP we can call it as a functional requirement, and the CPIDS is called as a technical requirement. So generally the CPIDS, it's a separate skill, separate people are going to work. So like for example in SAP we have the ABAPer and we have the SD consultant, MM consultant, functional consultant, or nothing but like a kind of a coding. So there we have a separate team for coding and separate team for the functionalities. Same here also in IBP, CPIDS, there is a separate team entirely. And this server also separate server. And access also entirely separate. And it's a kind of a little bit coding. So there will be a separate team will work for interfacing the data, like inbounding and outbounding. And as a functional consultant, like so we are doing all these configurations, mapping their functionalities, etc. So it's a different skill. I think Sagar is asked the question. So technically, you don't really to worry about the CPIDS because this is separate people are working, separate server, and you will not get access of also this one in the real time. But so we need to help them to understand the functionalities and all that I will cover. Like in the training, I will cover. And in the training also, so from the day one, like how we are going to take this as a, so you feel like you are working some project. So we don't really to feel you are taking some training and all. So like the way I am going to drive this one, so like all together we are working in one project. So from the day one, once you started one project, working in some project, so what exactly we are going to do from the day one, the same feel you will get in this training also, so that indirectly we are going to work some a mock implementation, or some implementation project. You are going to work an implementation project from day one to day end in this training. So like that everything I will give, okay, why we need to do, what is the reason, as a consultant, like how you can take a call to do this one, and all that we will discuss very detailedly. Maybe if somebody would have attended the APO training from me, so they will understand definitely how I am going to teach. Hmm? Or even somebody already took the training IBP from us, so they will understand how exactly we are, so that you feel you are working some a dummy project indirectly. So you will get some implementation experience indirectly after this training. Hmm? And for response and supply, there is a separate interface. So earlier we can call it as a SDI, now they can call it as a RTA, real-time interface. But this is more or less like as a SIF only. So who are already having experience in SAP APO as a SIF, so it's more or less kind of a similar thing. So you don't really to feel something new. Hmm? But the CPID is currently what we are going to use for demand planning and SNOP and all. It's a completely different technology and different team is going to work. But if you want some overview and all, there are a lot of videos also there in YouTube and all. We can understand what exactly the basic they are doing, and even I will also cover. So like how we are coordinating with them and what exactly they are doing. A kind of a view I will give you anyway. So am I answered your question, Sagar?
Kalyan, I got it.
Yeah. And these are the example screens. So for configuration, we are using the web UI, and planners will see the data into the Excel, and we can create some process monitoring and all, so that we can understand currently what is happening in the system, and we can give some alerts, so that wherever the things are not going correctly, so they can find as alerts, because there will be millions of records are there in the system. They cannot go and check each and every record. So that by using this alerts, nothing but like a part of control tower, they can understand where is going wrong in the system as a monitoring point of view and a correction point of view. And we can view the reports, so that high level people, they can review the reports and they can understand. And this is like a web based planning, even with the tab also they can able to access IBP, and we can understand our complete supply chain network. And even it will work in the geo reports also. And this is work zone, or as I told, like a kind of a social collaboration tool. So just like let me show you high level in the system. So normally, as we told, it's a like a cloud. So earlier normally we need to install some software, and we need to log into the software, etc. Now it's a cloud. Cloud means like a normal URL. So if you click the URL, it will be log into the software. So that is a cloud now. So this is IBP. So like most of the configurations we are handling here itself. As a planner point of view, so like we need to install some IBP Excel add-in. Then like if you click on that one, it will open the Microsoft Excel. So it's like a normal Microsoft Excel only. Only the thing, additionally, you will get one icon as SAP IBP. And you can log in by using your credentials. Again, here planning area specific. And it will check our credentials and all. And normal, our Microsoft Excel become as IBP tool. So now you see the Microsoft Excel become as IBP tool. Like you can see, this is a lot of icons. This normally you cannot see in normal Excel because now our Excel become as IBP tool. So as per their processes, we are going to create the templates. So in the demand planning, so statistical forecast, consensus forecast, for process wise, we will give the templates to them. Similarly, supply, similarly IO. So for example, in the demand planning, they want to see some consensus forecast. They can click on the template. So normally while you are working in Excel, so that how you want to work on the data and all, so you will prepare some Excel and you will save in the database, your like in the desktop. So now nothing but like a, so what exactly they want to work. So the same thing we are giving online Excel. So that if they click on this one, it will open. So they can work on this one. So they can review the data, they can change the data, they can correct the data, etc. and all. Then whenever they don't, then just they can disconnect it. So instead of you are working like a physical Excel in our desktop and all, now the same online Excel. So here the data will be populated automatically and the calculations will be happened automatically. So like that, we are doing most of things automation here. So that, so they don't need to keep too much manual work, too many efforts and all. So like a, say for example, like a, maybe 30 people are handling all these activities. So after implementing the software, so client side only maybe need some 10 people, because whatever they are doing manual activities, we are automating everything. So even they don't really to require so many people and there is no person dependency. So system will take care of everything. So like that they can work into this Excels. So you don't really to find any difference. So you are not like as a planner point of view, you are not learning some technology, you are not working some technology, no T codes, no menu path, nothing. Just like normal Excel. So that's why it's more user friendly and more adoption now. And I don't want to work. I want to close it my day. Just log off, connect, disconnect. That's it. And here also simply can just close it. That's it. So next session anyway, like a, we will give very detailed level, like a the system demo. So in the web UI, how we are doing the configurations and the reports, etc. And in Excel also, each and every icon, how it is working and all, we will go very detailedly. That is the next session, which is from the Monday. So from Monday, we are going to continue as a regular sessions. Then after that, from Tuesday, we will start some configurations, the basic configurations. Once the basic configurations and basic data is ready, then after that, we can have an overview of demand planning. We can understand theoretically each and everything. Then we will do daily one topic in the system. Then once the demand planning is done, then we will supply, then control tower, then IO. So like that, it will take around 1 month of time. And we will give all required material, recordings, access, everything, and support also. So this is I want to cover my side today. So anyone have any questions, please let me know. And if you don't have the questions you want to drop, you can drop. After maybe some 2 hours you will receive the recording also, and this PPT and this Word document, everything you will receive from Sriram. Yeah, if you don't have the questions you want to drop, you can drop. We done that. Thanks for all your time. Thanks for attending.